Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. And yes, today we're going to answer a lot of questions you guys have been asking me because I've been on an influx of so much questions. But guys, before I get into the video, if you're watching the start of this video right now, I'm have me and a few other Q50, Q60 guys are going to have a big event. It should be the 16th of November. This is going to be at Cecil County Dragway in Maryland. So this is pretty much a Q50, Q60 performance meet, but I definitely want to get some of you guys involved, and I want you guys to definitely check it out. So, but otherwise, now let me just try to get a few of you guys in here, and let's see how this chat goes. I'm gonna start off with a few shout outs. Let me see who I can shout out first. Let me see. All right, guys. Just want to get a few guys into the chat. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Guys, write in the chat. See if I could. I want to see if you guys are commenting. What's going on, Dexter? What's going on, Barry? How are you? How are you? Is my voice coming through nice and clear? Just want to make sure. Oh, what's going on, N? Jen. I believe your name would be Jen. What's going on, E-Head? All right. What's going on? All right. So just want to get a few guys up in here. What's going on, Rice? What's going on, Phil? What's going on, Kev? How are you, bro? What's going on, Barry? Your voice is loud and clear. Thank you, Barry. Do appreciate that very, very much. All right, guys. So for the few people I got watching, pretty much this event for the Q50, Q60 guys, but definitely this event is for any of you guys who watch my channel. As of November the 16th, this will be a Saturday at Cecil County Dragway in Maryland. We're having an Infinity performance meet for the Q50s and Q60s, but also if you got a Nissan, whatever car you come, just come down and show some love. I definitely would like to meet a lot of you guys, and also, just race, at the end of the day. But definitely, I'm going to try to put that in the comments below or later on in the description. Or you can add me at Boost Emotion on IG. This is where I'm going to put a lot of information about this Infinity performance meet. Now, we're not renting out the track. This is just a test and tune. But some guys are just going to come down there just to show their face. Other people are going to come to the race. And you also get to meet way faster cars because my car is not that quick. But otherwise than that, let me start this answering some of you guys' questions. All right, what's going on, Q50? The man himself put himself on the map. I'm trying my best, Q50. I'm trying my best, but a lot of you guys, help make me be the guy that I am, and I'm just trying my best to give you guys the best information as possible. But I just appreciate all you guys who watch my videos, who like, share, comment. Definitely, I appreciate a lot of you guys who add me at Boost Emotion just to ask me questions. You guys ask me a lot of questions, but I try my best to get to it. All right, let me see what other questions you got. What up, Boost? Love all your videos. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate you very much. Turbo Smart blow valves. What do we think? Turbo Smart is just a more high quality blow valves in the market. There's plenty of blow valves I would say you could kind of go with for any turbo car, but they all just give different noises depending on the spring rate that's in it. So I really have nothing against different blow valves you can go with. They just all have a different unique noise, and majority of high quality ones all work perfectly fine. So just pick your poison when it comes to blow valves. All right. Is your car 12-second or 11-second car with the new tune? Dexter Morgan, I'm going to release a video this week. I did go to the track. It's actually an old video. I went to the track about a month ago and pretty much did a few true runs. But I would like to say, because you're asking right now, my car is now an high 11-second car. But I want to make it into a nice, good video for you guys. Me comparing when I went to the track in July versus when I went to the track in September. Right around the same amount of temperature, but you're going to see pretty much JB4 time slips versus the new tune time slips. And I'm going to break it down, okay? Give me 1 second, guys. I just want to put my phone on quiet. Okay? All right, let me see what else. E85 tune. E36 Blur says, I assume if you're asking me if I'm going to go E85 tuned. I would love to. I would really love to go E85 tuned. But I don't think that's going to happen, guys. Reason being, it's actually quite expensive to go E85 tune. Reason being is I'm going to have to upgrade my low-pressure fuel pump. And this is the one in the gas tank. And I'm going to upgrade my high-pressure fuel pump. This actually sits on top of the engine. That high-pressure fuel pump is about a good $1,600 new. So, I mean, unless this channel somehow just goes viral and I just start making a whole lot of money off this channel, then I would consider it. But as of right now, I make a lot of money off the channel. I pretty much whatever money I make off this channel, I put back in the car, which really isn't that much money. So this is just me taking a hard-earned time and my hard-earned money. But at this point, I'm not really in a rush to. Also, I live in New York, where E85 isn't as accessible, as convenient, but I would love to get E85 tuned. So just guys, just pray and wish that my channel blows up, and then maybe I can give you guys that content. Or, you know, you can also, I hate to say it like this, I'm not asking for money, but you also could send me money through here, or maybe I can make a Patreon. If what you guys think, I mean, if you guys really think I should, definitely add me on Boost Emotion on IG and tell me if I should make that Patreon. I don't really want to do that for here, thinking I'm asking for free money. I'm just giving you guys the advice that you need. What wheels are you sitting on? At Tim, I am sitting on Wet Sports SA15Rs. They are discontinued in the 19-inch, I believe. I think they still make an 18-inch, but they're discontinued in the 19-inch. These wheels have been out since like 2012, 2013. So they have about a good 4 to 5 year run. So yeah, they discontinued at this current moment. You might be able to find a few people still selling the 19-inch. Different, I would say different, not manufacturers, but different automotive sites. But as of right now, they should be Wet Sports SA15Rs. Okay. Infinity Sports Axleback, is that worth it? Want something a bit louder, but not a whole lot louder. Not really looking for a full exhaust system. Well, at Kevin, to be honest, if you're just not coming to the Q50, Q60 realm, there's a lot of companies on the market now that make axlebacks. And as nice as the Infinity version is, there's so much other ones on the market that you can go to, from certain muffler deletes from Remark. I can't remember the brand's name right now, but you have some muffler deletes from Remark. But the one that I have in my car right now is a Rev 9. That's relatively the cheapest one I found, with still having 2 resonators. I'm also going to come up with a video of a sound test. I did install a video that axleback on my car, but I had a error with the SIM card, and I lost the footage of the installation. So, but I'm going to make a sound clip video from the in cabin and outside, how it sounds with the lower downpipes and everything. But Rev 9 is relatively cheap. I really like it, but there are other higher-end ones. You have TUNING, you have STILLEN axleback. You can also go with some of the cheaper Remark ones. Those are muffler deletes. But always, guys, remember, if you're watching now, if you have a 3.0T, and you heard a sound clip of an axleback on a 3.7, it's not going to sound the same, because our turbo cars are a lot quieter. So always remember that when you're looking into the sound clips of how you want these exhausts to sound, make sure it's on the car that you own that motor, because the turbo cars are definitely going to sound quieter. Everyone knows that 3.7 sounds way better, but otherwise than that, definitely I would kind of stick away from Infinity axleback exhaust, because it's a very expensive penny for really no performance, nothing, when you could just go with something about half the price and get the same sound. All right. Whoa, let me just add a little quiet. Bro, damn. Okay. What's good, Brody? What's going on, Master 03? Red Devil, be careful with dealerships. Infinity of Wizards trying to avoid warranty for blow valves. There are only model. Oh, yeah, okay, Red Devil. You're the one that I read in the post. Yeah, that sucks. Guys, for anyone that's watching right now, right? Remember, if you're modifying your car and you still go back to the dealer to get some kind of service or any issue, remember that if that issue kind of deals kind of with the powertrain, whatever the case might be, they can still try to just say, hey, listen, well, your turbos went because of blower valves, which doesn't make sense, because your turbo shouldn't go because of blower valves at all. Blower valves actually help your turbos. But know that a lot of these Infinity dealerships, the servicemen don't really want to do work on your car, so they rather just say, hey, no, we're not going to appeal your warranty, and we're going to just charge you for you to fix this. This is also how they make a little bit more money. So at the end of the day, guys, I recommend that if you're going to modify a car, my best recommendation, some people say this is fraud, but if you're going to take it in for service and something big issue happens, just take it off. Take off whatever part it is, just go back to stock and take it in. Period. That's it. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to be stuck with expensive turbo upgrade or engine, pretty much getting replaced. So always recommend that. George says, is it better to boost or supercharge a sedan, front-wheel drive sedan, if that matters? Well, I used to have a Maxima, bro. That platform was so hard to boost, because this is like 10 years ago. There wasn't so much companies or even access to ECU to even be able to tune these cars properly, other than piggy bank piggy bank controls like AFCs or whatever the case might be. But at this moment, four-wheel drive cars, I don't see why not. As long as you find a good welder that can either do a rear mounted turbo for you or even one that sits in engine bay, the limitations will be there, such as if you do go to the drag strip, remember it's front wheel drive, so you're not going to really be able to put the power down and have quick 0 to 60 foots. The car will pretty much be a good road race car. It will be fast at that. But then once again, you're going to deal with torques there. And with the Maxima, at least I'm speaking from the Maxima days, there's really no superchargers out there for the 3.5, only for the 3.0, which is still kind of slow when you supercharge it. But there's going to be limitations. You're definitely going to run into a lot of torques there, and you're just going to be limited based on the motor itself. A lot of Maximas, those older motors, they definitely popped like right around 350 wheel. Like they just going to bloop. So you'll get a decently quick car, but how long would it really last? There's so much stuff you got to upgrade. Hey Boost, Raymond asks, would you recommend a race chip? Well, I haven't tried the race chip out for my car, but it's just like any other I would say plug-in boost controller where it just tricks the ECU to add more power. That's all these boost controllers do. Most of them are relatively safe and they keep them within I would say spectrum of parameters without destroying the motor. But at the end of the day, the reason why I like the JB for the most is because you have access to look and see the parameters on how the car is running. The race chip, from what I remember, doesn't have access to that. It's just a plug-in and set it, forget it boost controller that adds more power, and you don't really get to dialogue and see how the car is running. But most of the time, all of these are relatively safe. It's just that the JB4 boost controller is just a bit more advanced. Okay, I just want to speed up on some of the question, guys. Let me see. Thanks. I'll wait for the sound clip. Okay, Frank. I have a 2017 Red Sport Q60. I want to replace the drive shaft. What material would you go with? Aluminum or carbon fiber? Well, Frank, I would actually go with aluminum. I don't really see the necessary benefit of going full carbon fiber. Some of these, when they do test on some of these carbon fiber drive shafts, I believe they put like 3,000 to 4,000 pounds of torque in it to see when it would twist. Carbon fiber is better at handling that amount of torque, but I don't see the extra money being spent on it, especially that it's going to be under your car. It could get damaged in the sense of hit a rock or road debris, and once it gets a crack in it, you have to replace it. But the aluminum would pretty much be perfectly fine. You get what I'm trying to say? So I would definitely stick with aluminum because it's cheaper for them to make, it's less prone to damage, and it still handles a lot of torque. Pretty much, that's what I would do. Okay. Oh, wait. What's going on, John? How are you, brother? Hope you've been well. Hope everything's been going good with you, man. Appreciate you very much. Blowout should be in it. They just cheap out. Jacob, what's the best exhaust for 3.0T? I have one, and I can't find more information on it. Well, I'm not really a exhaust guy. A lot of people do get send me DMs on Boost and Motion on my IG to ask me what's the best exhaust to get. Well, you got to remember, guys, it's a little bit different. Exhaust is a little bit different than on turbo cars than when it's on NA cars. Reason being is you're literally pushing exhaust out through turbines rather than pushing out through a piston where it just shoots out and tries to go flows best through headers. That's for like the 3.7 guys. But for the 3.0T guys, honestly, guys, I would recommend also always look through the sound clips and look up, go on Q50, Q60 Facebook group, and just see what some people have put up as the sound clips and just the reliability of it. The only exhaust I really heard the most complaints from was the MBRP 3-inch exhaust because well, it's one of the only few 3-inch exhausts on the market, and two, some of the quality of it is kind of poor because of the type of steel they use, and it has the most drone, but it sounds the best from the outside. That's the only exhaust I really heard most complaints from. But majority of other full catback exhausts, I really haven't heard any complaints from them, at least yet, for the 3.0T. You can also use the 3.7 exhaust too, but usually 3.7s will have more resonators on it, which means that your exhaust will be a lot quieter. So always look into that when purchasing an exhaust, because if you want to purchase it for 3.0T, majority of the time they won't have as much resonators. Usually that would bring down drone for the 3.7s. But my recommendation, just find the best one that you like based on the sound and quality. And you know, reliability. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's your money. I want you spending money the best way possible. Okay, let me just try to speed up on these questions. Master, should I lease a 2018 Q50 and put $5,500 5,000 less to pay. Okay, so well, you can't really lease a 2018. We're in 2019 now. So I'm thinking that you want to purchase a 2018. Should you put 5,000 for less monthly payment? Well, if you are saying that you are leasing a brand new one, I'll assume this is a 2020. Try your best. If you whenever you're leasing a car, try your best not to put no money down unless it's for taxes, honestly, and whatever small fees. I try my best to put zero down. Sometimes in my last case to get this car, I had negative equity from my last Q50, so I had to like kind of pay a difference. But if you're coming brand new to leasing, try to always get like a zero down rate. Majority of companies try always have like that number there for you, because you don't get that money back if you drive for the lot and you get in an accident. You're not going to get that money back. Always remember that, Willis. But if you're looking to finance a Q50, well, it depends. Just know how much you earn per month and what you can afford to pay for your car note. And always remember to look into how much the car insurance is going to cost for the car too, because it's nice to get a nice car note price, but then you don't know how much insurance are. A lot of people like crashing these cars. These cars are like literally almost as common as Honda Civics now in the luxury world. Okay. Kevin, I wonder if the blown turbo issues I've seen are due to lack of blower valves at all. Well, Kevin, to be honest, well, these turbos don't really go at often, but there are people who have turbo issues. From what people have spoken to on the forums is that the older turbos, the Infiniti, Nissan, I don't need any cease and desist from them, but that the old seals on the old turbos weren't as up to date or in the best quality. So some of them start to leak over time because of just improper seal that they have on the turbos. But there was only a small batch of turbos that had this issue. The newer 2019 to 2020s do have revised turbos now, so we'll have to see what those quality control really would be. But I honestly won't know what that issue would be on these turbos. The only thing I could think of is because they're so relatively small, they spin so relatively quick. They go up to 200 to 300,000 RPMs, revolutions. So that's insane, especially on a 020 weight. Because the more temperature you put into an oil weight, the less pressure you get. And if you have less pressure in the oil, guess what happens? Metal and metal are hitting each other, and boom, turbines go. But that's just my opinion. That's not a fact. Okay, loud even with my volume down is distorted. Okay, Red Devil. Oh yeah, if John, you have excuse me, John, you have the MBRP exhaust. Let me see if I can go down a little bit. Well, I gotta speed up. If you have okay, cool. Thank you, John, for answering some of these guys' questions. Let me just try to speed up and answer some more questions here. Okay, at More Hemi, enjoy the channel, my guy. I'm a Mopar man, but we have two Infinitis in the house also. I'm about to join the club, but keeping my Hemi. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very much. I love when people who, because I say V8 killer, but honestly, it's just a way to just get it started up. At the end of the day, we all like a good competition, and it's cool just to have good competition. It's all fun and loving games. When you're a car guy, it's all fun, loving games, whatever the case might be. So thank you very much. Phil, CarPlay for Q50, what brand? Well, at this point, I'm still working with NAVIKS. I literally have it installed in my car. NAVIKS, NAVIKS. They're probably gonna watch this video. I'm supposed to send the car back to them and have them do a final diagnosis on getting the last tweaks out, but literally I've been busy with work. But that's the only way of getting CarPlay right now, next to the Phoenix tablet module that replaces the whole section into like one screen. That's also another way you can get Apple CarPlay. And I think it's like one or two other devices that I don't really know of right now on the market that are aftermarket. But for the new 2020 and up Q50s and Q60s, they should be getting Apple CarPlay stock. So if you have a 2019 or lower, you're not going to get it, and we're screwed. But some people have spoken about this. Just wait a little bit till 2020 Q50s start crashing. You just literally just buy the Apple, replace the whole tablet, because usually the brain is in there. So as long as it be able to plug in, which we'll see, because someone's going to do it on the forum soon when these cars crash, they're going to see if it's plug and play. If it's plug and play, there's going to be so many people buying those things up from the salvage yards like crazy. I already know it. Take off blower valves and go to another dealership. Well, I got to speed up a little bit. Kevin, I agree. You should have both factory drivability. Yep, we should definitely have blower valves or diverter valves from factory. But in the Infinity engineers didn't really care or think about that. Sometimes they do this as cost cutting, but look at the GTR. It has its own blow valve system. So why did they put it on this car? Honestly, sometimes they do this stuff because they want the longevity of the motors to be short and so they can make money later down the line. They don't want to build a bulletproof motor, which is very weird why cars are like that nowadays. Even the new B58s on BMWs don't come with diverter valves. Why is that? Doesn't make sense, you know. I'm trying to release a 2020, right? Okay, as Andre says, I'm trying to release a 2020, right? What kind of payment should I be looking for? Well, it depends on. You said sport, so I don't know if you know about red sport or regular 3.0T sport. But usually, Infinity leases are relatively cheap. You can get a 3.0T sport usually opted up if they have a good amount of programs going on. I've seen the cheapest like 394, low 400s, and red sports would be usually mid 400s to about low 500s. But this is all depending on good credit and how much money that they want you to put down. I'm always gonna keep saying, try to do your best not to put money down, but you're gonna be right around that. I would say high 300s to low 500s, depending on if you have good credit, close to zero down. I should definitely work for Infinity because I'll probably help them sell so much cars. The best exhaust, Vlad said the best exhaust is Motordyne. I think Motordyne has a really good sound, but what about what is it, Gothos or GT? I always mispronounce it. It's just Gothos, I believe. But I love the way that exhaust sound. But it's like $3,000-$4,000 for that cat bag. It's insane. What do you need to shoot flames at CAMBER? All right, so well, it depends. If you have a 3.0T, you usually have to go full down pipes and get a tune. Then you can shoot flames. This is usually when the car is running rich. Your tuner is going to set the car to run rich, so it will just start popping. Literally, fuel is being dumped into your exhaust, and it's going to pop usually at the back. And on the 3.7s, you'll have to go, once again, go with test pipes. You're going to remove the cats, and you're going to remove them off. Go like the muffler lead or any full exhaust you want to do. And once again, you're going to need a tune, and they're going to do the same thing. And you could be able to change map switch and have the car run like crap so you could shoot shoot flames. I'm sorry, guys, but it's just being truthful. Like, some people like the burble flame maps. They're nice to look at, but you're necessarily following up your oxygen sensors, and pretty much you're destroying everything else that is associated with it. So I don't know. I just don't want to have all that carbon buildup in my exhaust and on top of my pistons and stuff. I don't want all that buildup of all that rich fuel. But that's just my opinion. But if you do like it, definitely look into going with a tuner and have full downpipes, which I don't recommend on the VR30 at all unless they're catted. But if you want to run full downpipes for the flames, do so. But I would recommend not to. Okay, I love my ARC. Andre, 3-point sounds better with muffler delete. If you have race complete compared, do you think AMS tune or a JB4 is safer as far as wear and tear on the car? Also, does AMS tune automatically void on all parts? So Dexter asks a great question for anyone who's watching right here. I get this question a lot. Would modifying your car either with a JB4 boost controller, it's a boost controller, it's not a tune, does not flash ECU, or getting a tune from any company such as AMS, B-Tune Performance, RT Tuning, or whatever other company that may offer tuning for the VR30. Does it, first one, create more wear and tear? Yes. Reason being is you're raising the boost levels, of your car. So if you have a 3.0T to a red sport, usually around 10 to 14 PSI, right? That means that your turbine's going to be spinning slower. With boost controllers and tunes, you're raising the amount of PSI, which means you're spinning these turbines quicker. If you're spinning everything more, shout out to Cadro Wins. He talked about, what did he say? The word was, I would just say how much heat the engine produces. So if there's more turbine boost, that means, guess what? The turbos are getting hotter, the motor's getting hotter, everything is getting hotter, which means more wear and tear because the metal is going to go through heat cycles. After a while, after a certain amount of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 miles, this does break down the car and breaks down the oil. So will it be more wear and tear? Yes. If you do the proper fluid changes to try to prevent it, yes, this could help alleviate it. But at the end of the day, it will get worse over time. That's just how it is with any car, pretty much, turbo or non-turbo. Okay, always remember that. Two, his second question was, does that automatically void your warranty? I don't work for Infinity. I don't need the cease and desist from them. But understand this: some Infinity dealerships, if you're getting tuned and you come in with an issue, let's say you came in and your radiator was leaking, right? Let's say it has a crack and the radiator is leaking. They're not gonna look and your car looks complete stock. They're not going to look at your car and be like, it's tuned. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, oh, the radiator is broken. He's still in a warranty. So just going to change your radiator and pretty much replace the fuel. That's all they're going to do. I mean, replace the coolant. That's all. But now let's say you have a blown turbo. Let's say one of the turbos is shooting oil out into the exhaust. Now, depending on the dealership, it all depends on their discretion. If they want to look into the car and seeing why the turbos went, or if they're like, hey, the turbo went, he's still in a warranty, and out. That's it. As long as the car looks stock, most of the time they're not going to worry. They're just going to literally just get the work done and send it out. There's nothing for them. They're not going to go looking for anything if the car looks stock. Why would they go looking for anything? So always remember that. For the JB4, it's usually a little easier because you just unplug it. So majority of the time, if your car is stock, you just unplug it. They don't know nothing. So at the end of the day, some people say it's fraud. I sit there and say this is covering your ASS. That's what I'm saying. Okay, what other questions do I have here? Andre Kings is giving me 0 down with $400 a month. Told me to pull up around the end of the month for a better deal when the money factor. I would actually get the 2020s because I just know it comes with the CarPlay already. So I would recommend just wait a little longer. Like you're gonna get a good deal on 2019s, but if Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is something that you really want to get, just wait another 6 months ish for the 2020s or a few more months just for that. That's what I would do. But you're probably gonna get a really good deal right now for a red sport or even a silver sport or a Lux right now because they're gonna start pushing those newer models out. Okay, ECU Tech is safer than a JB4. It depends on. Oh yeah, and as John say, I'm on the fence with saying a tune is safer than a JB4. Reason being is I literally have both. Like I've had the JB4 and I have tune and I have both. I had the JB4 18 months and I saw what it did, and then I had the tune and it's for about 2-3 months now, and I see what that's doing. Honestly, when it comes to both of them, like I can't sit there and say anyone is safer than the next. Reason being is it depends on the tuner. That's number one. Whoever you're getting tuned by, because not everybody. Remember, they're changing your ignition timing. So when you change your people's ignition timing, you're gonna run into more issues from causing of knock and stuff like that. With the JB4, it goes off the stock tune, so there's no adjustment to that. It's not tricking the ECU to change the ignition time. You're going off the stock one. The majority, what you're necessarily doing is raising the boost pressure and running off the stock fuel system or the stock fuel tables or timing tables too. So what that happens is usually the car will compensate and add more fuel as you add more boost. Usually most of the cases, the AFRs are going to be right around those low 11s and sometimes may touch a 10. I would rather have a rich or slightly rich AFR than have somebody who tunes my car and pushes it to 12.2, 12.5 just to try to make some more power. So it all depends on the tuner. That's number one. And two, the JB4 is relatively easy to install, and I'm always going to still represent them and say they did a great job. This is not like a BMW when you put JB4 in a BMW and they change up so much stuff. This thing is just A to B, and it gives you a product of C, and that's it. It works. It's just not going to give you as much performance because it doesn't break down all those parameters that you really can with a special tune that's done by a special tuner. So I'm going to always be a fence on that one and sit there and say, at the end of the day, they both could be bad for you. But from having both of them, I don't see a problem with neither. Okay. What's going on, Borgia? John, I have fast intention exhaust with catted downpipes and resonated X pipe with catback. Okay. Vlad said, Boost, what is better, pure turbos or RT turbos? Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody's already watching, comment on that, Vlad. I believe the RT turbos just replaces the cold side turbine, and I believe the pure turbos replaces the hot and cold side turbine. So, but from what I've read from people's experience and what it looks like, the pure turbos are not really necessarily any better than the RT turbos, and RT turbos are cheaper. So I would recommend going with RT turbos because usually I like to go with the cheaper option that still gives me the same benefit. That's just my opinion. Both of them are still using the same stock turbos, just changing the turbines. Okay, I've seen 2020 up screen lastly. It looks really good. Okay, seems more high definitely. Okay, NAVIKS motion locks look out. Okay, as soon as Google access, I'm in. Tasted or tested a Q50S hybrid? Well, I have not driven that car, Q50S hybrid at all. Um, it's a hybrid car. The reason why I made a video talking about the hybrids, the reason why I don't like them is you lose a lot of stuff. Like you lose trunk space, you have excess weight on the car, but then yes, you do gain gas mileage. But then you also have to deal with that auto on and off feature, what I really hate. And finally, if you're gonna modify a car, hybrids are the worst to modify because no one tunes them. So you can put test pipes on it with full exhaust and intakes, and there's no way to tune it to get more power because no one really cares to tune hybrids. So you kind of necessarily you're buying that car just for the gas mileage. That's about it. So that's why I never really looked into getting one. I remember when the car originally came out, I was like, this car is dope. But then when I got more into looking at it as a performance car, it's not really worth it. It's a nice car. You get great gas mileage. Just throw it on some bags and nice wheels, some aesthetics. But otherwise than that, you're never going to be able to put out the most amount of power because no one cares to tune them. Car, can you get powerful mirrors? Looks like in Japan it's an option. At Lego, yes, there's always going to be an option to add this stuff. You just have to find somebody in Japan that has access to some of this. Some people I've read use like the Fuga or the Q70 M37 folding mirrors and it swapped over. I remember reading it somewhere on a post, but it was like one or two people in the US that I think that did that. But there's always a way of getting it done as long as it came from factory that way. Okay, yep. Thank you for answering that, bro. Definitely. That's all you can really do with the car. Lease a Red Sport, the residual is cheaper and probably lower payment. That's what Buddy Guy said. If you buy your car, put blow valves on it. I'm waiting for MS to put bigger turbos on the RS600 kit. I drive Chicago and have them install it and retune it. Buddy for real. That sells red. Okay, similar. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm just trying to get these questions. You guys are conversing within the comment section. I really like that, man. For the guys that I have watching right now, now you guys have a good amount of you guys watching. November 16th, this is next month, we're having an Infiniti Q50, Q60, or just Infiniti Nissan, just come out. We're having a performance meet. So this is going to be at Cecile Dragway in Maryland. Believe that it's going to be a testing tune. We're not ready on the track or nothing like that. So definitely, if you have an Infiniti Q50, Hemi, whatever you have, you can come down there and hang out with us. I'm trying to make this a big meet for us. It's not really necessarily my meet. Shout out to Derek and Vincent. They're the ones who organized this meet because we had one last year. So we're going to make it a little bigger this time and get some more of you guys. You don't have to come and race. You could just come and just hang out and say what's up to everybody. See a few Q50s, Q60s, and I'll also see some fast Qs, some fast cars. Hopefully we get some G37s and any other car that might come. And you could just, I just want to meet some of you guys too. That's really it too. So honestly, definitely, that's the Saturday, it's the 16th of November. It's in the morning. Some of us are going to be driving down there and spending the night before. I'm going to try to drive down the night before and just spend the night because it's easier because it'll be right by the track. Hotels over there are like $40 to $100 a night on a Friday. It was relatively cheap. It was like at a Comfort Inn or something like that. It wasn't no roaches or anything like that or bed bugs, but it was definitely clean hotel I went to, and it was relatively right there, right close. So definitely, if you guys are free the 16th of November in the morning and you're close within Maryland, come down to Cecile Dragway County. If you're just going to come and hang out for the day and leave, or if you want to spend the night before and see all the Q50, Q60 has down there. So hopefully I get to see you guys. I'm going to talk to dealer now. Let me see. Flame pop crackle. Okay, if you want pop, just blue PM. Easy pie. Currently on BC Racing coolers on my Silver Sport. Plan on going with airlift soon because NYC roads are not so friendly. Any thoughts on this topic? Well, that Chris, it's up to you, bro. I love my BC Racing coilovers, but I've always driven on coilovers like my whole life. I've never driven a car with bags like as a own. Yes, I am getting older. The roads are still paying me off, but you know what the thing is? I still don't want to lose the trunk space, and I don't want to build a trunk for air. I would love to add air. I just don't want to add the extra weight. I don't know. I just like the idea of everything being simple. And whenever I want to just do something, I don't want to have to go through a bunch of crap just to remove it. Because what I used to do when I had my Maxima, I used to do the audio system. So I literally used to just change out the speakers and subs. I did a lot of that stuff on my own and learned so much. But when you do something one time, you really don't want to do it again. So that's how I look at air. Like you install it, but then you're like, damn, I gotta do all this just to remove it, and it just becomes an annoying process. I just like things to be simple. Springs and struts out, coilover in. That's it. Adjust the height. Don't like it no more, take it out, put the stocking back in. I like that. It's just something convenient about that. And if you get a proper setup for your BC racing coilers, if you don't slam it too low or you adjust the dampering, to be honest, it'll be pretty much a good ride too. But that's all up to you. But we live in a day and age of cars being bagged, so, and it's getting cheaper. So I understand why you want to go bagged. It's nice to ride. The car looks nicer. You could bag it on stock wheels, and people just like, oh my god, your car is so sexy. I don't know. Maybe I'll bag my car one day. I don't know what I'll do now. Okay, Williams, are you still running JB4 or a tune, and will you dyno your car? At William, I am on AMS tune right now. There are other tuners out there who will give you the same results. I went with AMS because at that point, I believe they gave the best results, but there are growing companies and tuners out there who are giving good results now too, such as B-Tune Performance. RT Tune has been in the game for the longest, and a lot of their cars are getting a lot better. I think you also got Z1 Motorsports and a few other people. Just do your research, but definitely still tuned. I would love to dyno the car, but I live in New York City. And it's not much good dynos around here. I found out there is a dyno place I can go to called Limitless in Long Island. I think they have like an external dyno, like on a trailer for an all-wheel drive. You also have Chris Miller, but they don't really like doing all-wheel drive dynos on cars. They mostly like to put you in road drive mode, and everyone else is rear-wheel drive dynos. So yeah, I'm not. And if I'm gonna drive somewhere 2-3 hours just to get on a dyno, I'd rather not waste the money, knowing that there's so much cars out there with the same modifications that I'm probably already know where right around I'm at. I'm right around that 440, 450, 460, somewhere right around there. Because this is a turbo car, they're all going to necessarily be the same depending on the fuel and the elevation and climate. So that's pretty much it. So I would love to get a tune for the JB when I had it. I could still flash back the stop and do a JB. But I mean, if you guys like to see that video, damn, hit a like button or something. If you want to send me money, I'm not asking for money, but if you want to send me money, you can definitely do that too. That's up to you. But otherwise, and that would be continue. How do you feel about financing a 2015 Q50 with 34K? Damage reported in the front and left front, and accident from airbags never deployed, price 22K. But first thing, don't even buy a 2015 Q50 that was hit for $22,000. You can get one with slightly higher mileage for cheaper than that, man. 2015 Q50s or 3.7 are really cheap now. Because the fact you're almost going to pay the price that people are paying for 2017 Q50s with the VR30 doesn't even make sense with no accidents. My recommendation, go find someone else, clean a title, and try to get a sport. If you're going to get a 3.7 2015, try to look right around that 15 to 20K. And also on top of that, you can get a higher mileage, bro. Like, people think mileage so much when it comes to like, yeah, you know, I got to get a low mileage car. When it comes to the VQ motors, it's okay to get an 80, 90,000 mile one. Yes, there are going to be some components that may be at the end of the life cycle, like a starter may need to go out at some period, or the AC compressor. But after those fixes, the car is still going to run right and run good. So my recommendation, try to find something under 20K with no accidents. You can find it. It's out there. Just find it and get it. Let me see. Derek, got an 06 M45. Whoa. Okay, wait. My comment section just changed up. I'm sorry, guys. Wow. I got to speed up on these questions. Wait. Hold on. I'm about to switch over to a different comment section, guys, because I gotta. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I lost the space. I lost my space, and then someone sent me $5. I appreciate that. What was your question, bro? Thanks for providing the community with great info. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate you very much. You didn't have to, but I appreciate that. Hats off to you, man. Hopefully that's my shot you just bought me. You just bought me a shot, man. I appreciate that. Some whiskey shot. Okay, give me a second, guys. I got to get to the questions. I think I'm going to switch over to my phone because my laptop is just taking too long to give me the comments. So I'm going to switch over to my phone so I can look through the comments that way. All right, guys. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Comment section. Comment. All right. So live chat. And then the live chat now. Let me go back. Hold on, guys. I'm about to answer your questions. This is so much more better than using my laptop. Okay. All right. Okay, so Derek says, got a 06 M45. Just put the MEGEN Racing resonators with the M Racing dual exhaust. I'm getting a code for P0420. Do I need a tune for that? I think the P0420 is because you remove the catalyst. That should be it. The P0420. So most likely you're gonna need a tune, or you can use anti-foulers. You can buy them online. They're oxygen sensor spacers. What they do is they push the oxygen sensor out of the stream of exhaust gases, which kind of tricks the ECU to think that just reading less exhaust gas or oxygen in the exhaust gas, which should like go away. A trick that I used to do on my cars before this turbo car is I would put steel wood. This is something that STILLEN actually do with some of the exhaust too. I'll put steel wool with the oxygen sensor spacer. This is kind of a way to even prevent it a little bit less exhaust gases getting on the sensor. So it just tricks it, and usually the light goes away. So that's what I did in the past. Look into oxygen sensor spacers or anti-foulers for your test pipes. But I believe the P0420 is for like the secondary oxygen sensors. Okay. 1 second, guys. I gotta speed this up. Okay. Wow, this thing. Well, hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, John. Yes, all tunes and JB4 voice powertrain. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going too slow. Coolant smell on 2019 Red Sport. Ever hear anyone talking about this? Yes, everyone always talks about it. The coolant smell usually comes from the reservoir tank for either the heat exchanger or the regular engine coolant system. There's like a little bleed valve that usually shoots a little bit of coolant out. So you're going to smell that coolant coming from there. As long as it's not eating coolant through the engine, you'll be perfectly fine. Also, try not, from what I learned from having a VR30, do not put the coolant level for those two reservoir tanks to maximum. Actually literally put them to minimum, because usually what happens is the hotter it gets outside, the more you drive the car, the pressure comes up in the cooling system, and sometimes it bleeds out and sprays all everywhere, just like, you know, hentai, if you know what I mean. So try to keep those down to a minimum. It's worked for me, and it worked for a lot of people in a VR30 market. 3.7 guys, you don't have to worry about this. You can disregard. You guys are reliable, okay? You guys' cars are reliable everywhere, all the time. Okay, I wanted to play. I'll have to pay brakes. Why can't my way? I'm very confused. My tunes this car straight from Android tablet. Yeah, we're not like that, bro. At Android, our cars are not like that. We don't tune from like the tablet or anything like that. What you do for a living, bro? Claudio, actually pretty much a private question. Actually, I'm a meter service tech. I work for the local gas company over here. So I pretty much do anything with gas leaks and anything with gas service, natural gas service. That's what I do for a living. For now, before I used to work for BJ's Wholesale Club, as a tire tech. I used to change oil. I used to work on cars. I used to do a lot of stuff. So that's how I got really mainly sticking with cars and everything like that. I enjoyed it a lot. It was definitely fun. Went to school. Never finished my engineering degree. I'm not. I never finished my bachelor's degree in it, but definitely I was doing electrical engineering. I was really good. I liked it. But now I'm somehow with the natural gas, which is like the opposite, a different commodity. Good question. I appreciate that. You wanted to know a little bit more about me. Okay. 1 second, guys. Got to keep answering these questions. I want to go a little quicker. Wow, this stuff just moves so fast. All right, cool. Smell. Exactly, the tuner. If you play with it, some dealerships will see how extreme the tune is before. Okay, they look into. Okay, I want to get. Do you think the ARC upgrade is worth it with uprev? Not too positive what that is. Sorry. At Jello. I'm not too positive with the ARC upgrade worth it for uprev. I'm not too positive on it. I know you're probably speaking about the VQ35. I honestly don't know what that is. I'm sorry. And that is like 15 minutes ago. I need to go a little quicker than that. Okay. Q50 with JB4, map 6. Can I use map 6 in Maryland? Yes, you definitely can. Just go. I made a video talking about some of the typical maps you can use in JB4 with 91 fuel or 93 fuel, depending on if you have a 3.0T Lux or Premium. And I made a separate video just for Red Sports. So definitely go check out that video. But yes, you can use map 6. It's just way user friendly, and you can set the amount of boost you want to run. But definitely check out that video. I definitely made a video about it. Smells near the intercooler. Okay. Boost. I will be installing lower downpipes, catback, and flex fuel kit over the winter. I plan on driving my car to AMS for dyno and tune in April. Can I safely get my car to 250 miles before tune? Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff here is just, you're not really changing anything about the car. You can drive the car perfectly fine. The flex fuel kit is just a read amount of octane or E85 mix that's in the car. You'll be perfectly fine. Don't worry about it, bro. You can definitely make it. Love my hybrid 360 horsepower. Gets crazy looks when the hybrid smokes someone. Yes, the hybrid's definitely quick. Not that you don't care. They can't tune it. Should I buy a Q50 3.0T rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? If honestly, if you got at life, if you do live in a snowy area, I always recommend the all-wheel drive just because the idea of, you know, four wheels moving, and also for snow. Rear-wheel drive, it's more fun for like burnouts and drifting, but we don't have an LSD. So, I mean, unless you do that stuff every weekend, just get an all-wheel drive. They're usually quicker in the quarter mile. It's easy to put the power down, especially if you're going to tune it and get into more stuff, because you're going to realize the limitation of having a rear-wheel drive car with a lot of torque. You're going to learn really fast. Okay, I'm 19. Q50 as Red Sport owner. What's the first mod I should go with? E85 sounds like a good idea. At Guru. To be honest, bro, if you're new to the car game, and the Red Sport's a pretty quick car, man. To be honest, I hate to always recommend the JB4, but I think it's like one of the best stepping tools to learning certain parameters of your car and how your car reacts, rather than just getting a tune instead of forgetting and you don't know what the car is doing. It's nice to be not involved in it, but the JB4 is a bit involving in the sense you plug it in, you could actually see certain parameters, and it's easiest and quickest buck to get the most amount of horsepower. You want to get a tune, you got to purchase it from somebody, then you have to get on a dyno or a remote tune, when you could just plug in a easy boost control and have the quickest boost of power and resell it when you want to go get tuned if you want to. But otherwise, in a plug-in boost controller, most people just do lower downpipes. Lower downpipes add you a little bit more power, but it adds a little bit of noise that doesn't sound as like a bees in the cans noise. And that's about it. That's the really only recommendations I would say as a first modification that would actually give some kind of boost in power that you'd be like, ooh, yeah, like you felt your money was well spent. Okay, Donald, would love to see this car get DCT or ZF. Yes, Donald, that'd be great, man. A few people keep sending me saying that they came up with a 9-speed transmission for the Nissan cars. I didn't even Nissan Armada or something like that, or Pathfinder. Didn't even know it, but it'd be nice if we had a better transmission. But for what it's worth, our car is doing pretty well with a 7-speed. It's not a 10-speed like the Mustangs have, which keeps it in pretty much always in its peak wheel horsepower. But I think it's doing pretty good. But we'll see what Infiniti does in the next few years. Hopefully, they decide to make either a beefier one or one with more gears, which will make the car way more lively to drive. Okay, have you replaced the front grille with the OEM black grille, which has the sensors and cameras? Does it require recalibration? You shouldn't have to recalibrate when changing your grill. You shouldn't have to recalibrate at all. That's pretty much, you just plug in sensors, and if you put them in the same exact spot, it shouldn't be no issue. Now, I did replace my grill, but I don't have the camera in the grill. But if you put it in the same spot, you shouldn't have any issue. You can also go with aftermarket grills, and they usually have the sensor holes too. So hopefully they're not in a misplaced or in the wrong orientation. But you can definitely do that. I haven't heard anybody complain about replacing a grill and now the calibration is off. Usually most people, when they choose to add the front license plate holder into the tow hook, they complain about that sensor keep picking up the license plate. So that's the only thing that sucks about moving like the plate around. But the grill part, don't even worry about it. Also, thanks for your contribution towards the platform. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you guys very much, man. Okay, good primary. I gotta speed up a little bit. Okay. John, man, I love you, bro. I love you, John. You definitely are so informative, man. Thank you for being involved with this. Which insurance do you have? I am in Bushwick. 2020 quoted me $1,400 every. Yeah, that's about right. I'm in New York too, bro. I'm at Andre. I'm paying like 1,300 because I'm 31, so I'm paying like 1,300 in Brooklyn, New York right now, and that's with me having accidents in like the last 2-3 years. It is going down a little bit because I haven't had any accidents, and the accident's really my fault. But at the end of the day, these companies, there's really no way to like fight them to make it cheaper, because if you live in the city, everyone keeps getting accidents, and they just pretty much price gouge you. But yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, hybrid is fun to drive. You bugging? That's way overpriced. Headlight is one of. Whoa, headlight is one of. Oh my god, $1,500 for headlights? What? Lord Jesus! Give me a second, guys. I just want to speed up with the comments. Chris says 300 to put it in. Never hit by a car, and it's a VQ. Oh yeah. Would I take the chance? Okay, okay. 1 second, guys. Just want to get through the comments. I can't wait to see it remodeled. At Donald, I just wanted to speed up a little bit. I would like to see a remodeled Q50. But for the people that are watching, to be honest with you guys, because Donald bring up a good point. He said he would love to see like a remodeled Q50, right? I was having this talk with one of my friends. I said, if you look at the whole Infinity spectrum, right, the cars that they're selling, majority of them are timed out. For instance, the Q50 been out since 2014, and now we're going to a 2020 model. That's about 6-7 years, right? And they're probably going to come out with 2021. But after that, it's going to be about 8 years of the same car, right? With one facelift already. Most car manufacturers do one facelift, like the front and the back, and then they usually either give a whole new name to the same chassis. So like how you came from a G37 to a Q50. So they might come out with, I don't know, a EX, whatever they want to call it, EX7, whatever. But usually it's timing out. Look at the M37, which is now the Q70. That's been out since 2011. Now we're going into 2020, and they're still making Q70s, even though they made it a Q70L. Same platform. They did a facelift, but they still give you the same G37 interior. Look at the QX70. I believe that is the QX70 is basically a Pathfinder, but the Infinity version, and that's the same thing. It's been out for quite a while. And then look at the QX80, the same thing. All they did was just change up the bumpers for this first facelift, but that's about it. A lot of them are timing out in 2020 to 2022. So Infinity is going to probably either put a bunch of new cars on the market, and we're not going to see it coming. I hope they do. It'll be freaking great. Hopefully they change some transmissions and even come out with that Q60 Black S. We'll never know. So but definitely be a watcher. I think Infinity is about to change the game and looks. Hopefully they just doesn't short sell us like they always do. Sorry for getting off topic, guys. I'll get back to your questions. Okay, so did AMS get the intakes right? I seen a video of you saying to hold off until AMS. Yes. Definitely. Yes, I've had AMS intakes for probably a year and a half now. Great intakes. I love the enclosed design under the engine, under the hood, and I think they're the best ones, to be honest. Aftermarket ones. Everything else just sucks in too much hot air and definitely throws off the car when it comes to fueling, unless you're tuned. But otherwise than that, I will always recommend AMS intakes. And plus, you can't go bad with an intake system that Infinity sells. Like, you don't have to worry about that one issue if you ever have to come in for a service problem. So it's like paying that tax just for the comfortability, if I would say. Okay, UMLS are you got to. Thank you, John. Appreciate you very much. Yes, the front cat was gutted out by our previous owner and already tried. Okay, that's what happened to you, Derek. Okay, plan on getting my wife one soon. I thought you were a first responder like the EMT. No, not. I'm a first responder to gas leaks and stuff like that and fires, but I'm not like an EMT, like save people's lives or anything like that. And from like getting shot or stabbed. No, just gas leaks and fires. That's it. So what's going on, Fran? Is there a good plug-and-play tune like the JB4 for the 2010 G37? No, you have a V6 car, bro. JB4 is for turbo cars, bro. So honestly, most of the time for any V6 VQ guys, most thing you can really do is get an actual tune itself. This is when they strap your car on a dyno or remote tune, and you can have your car tuned. Depending on where you live, definitely join a lot of those like VQ Nation. You could also join like G37 Driver. There's a lot of tuners on there that can probably tune your car remotely. That's when there'll be one place and they'll send you a file to upload to your car. Also, shout out to Monsef. He's like one of the VQ guys that's out here who've been tuning a lot of VQs for a long time, since like Maxima days. So definitely check him out. He his company should be called Admin Tuning, ADMIN Tuning, and definitely check him out. He can do remote tunes, and he's just relatively deals with a lot of VQ cars, so he can definitely tune your car. Okay, hey Boost, appreciate all you do. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you. My next ride is going to be an M56. I love the M56. I love that V8, but they're going to scrap that V8 soon, unless they already did. It has an actual launch control and an anti-lag rolling. Anti-lag also allows you for more fine tuning with the timing, I believe. I'm an A, so I'm not sure how much that would help. Okay, I want to speed this up a little bit. Have LSD. Thanks, Boost. You're awesome. I hope to see you November 16th. Thank you, Red Devil. Hope I get to see you. For any new people that's watching, coming up in November 16th, this will be a Saturday, we're having a Nissan Infiniti performance meet at Cecile Dragway in Maryland. This is going to be a morning. It's a testing tune. We didn't run out the track. It's just going to be a bunch of us in the community meeting up. Some of us going to race. Other people just coming just to see the races and just, politic and meet up with people. Sometimes we're on forums and we know people by their name, but we never go to actually meet them. So this will be a good time and a good opportunity for me to meet some of you guys, for some of you guys to meet some of the other people in the community, also to ask a lot of questions to some other people who are modified too. So this is open to anybody who's watching, who's on my channel. If you come down, I don't care if you got a Hemi, a BMW, a bike, your hands, whatever. Just come down, say what's up, and definitely want to see you guys very soon. Definitely add me at Boost Motion on IG too. I'm gonna put most of the information up there. Okay, thanks, Boofio. Okay, it's pretty quick. Torque Zero Fun. John and Genki. I hope I don't mispronounce your name. They're talking about LSDs. Maybe I should talk about this in this video. But if you guys watched the video that I had with me racing the GTR, for anyone who didn't see me race that GTR the second time. I lost control I lost control in my all-wheel drive Q50. Reason being, I put a few reasons why. The pavement out there was about 50 degrees. It was relatively cold in the mountains. It wasn't prepped. I had an all-season 255 tires. I pretty much launched the car at almost 3,000 RPM. I had the traction control off, and I don't have an open differential. Now, other people have stated that I shouldn't have ran into this much issues, that it really should have just been the diff and the tires, not necessarily. But when I really look at it, I had one tire fire. That the ABS system wasn't jumping in enough with the traction control off, because in a way it still jumps in with the traction control off, but it still didn't jump in enough. And you can literally see in the video that the power tire, this is usually the power tire or the drive tire, is the driver rear tire. That tire was just lighting up. I felt like I was driving on ice. When I was flooring it, I just felt like something was wrong. And it was like the car was just moving forward and sliding. And that's why I did a slow video for you guys to see how I lost control. So one of the best ways to regain that is with an LSD. Rather than have the one tire fire losing control, both tires can actually hook and book, as you would say. Some people would sit there and say, oh, it's cheaper just to go with different tires. Yes, but it doesn't alleviate that one tire fire. But otherwise than that, I think that's what I'm going to do next. Guys, if you guys could just, like this video. Like, if you're watching, just like the video, because it helps grow my channel, because I don't really make a lot of money off YouTube. I would love to start making a lot of good money off YouTube so I can do more with the car, because I would love to go with like RT turbos. I would love to go E85, but some of this stuff is actually quite expensive. To do E85, like someone asked at the start of this video, because if I had an E85 tune car, I could have probably definitely done a lot better against a lot of cars. My boy and his Hellcat, I love his Hellcat. It's fast, but an E85 car would do way better against a stock Hellcat, because I'm losing power after 5,500 no matter what, even if I'm MS tuned. He's going to be putting out 500 to 550 to the wheel. E85 cars make 500 all the way to red line. So you see the difference? You have such a way different delta or power band. That's why E85 is so good. Or RT turbos, which hold 450, 460, all the way up to almost, I think someone down like at 495 on 93 pump all the way to redline, compared to stock turbos, which always die. So definitely like this video, man. If you guys want to give me any donations, it's up to you guys. I've definitely, some people have been wanting to donate to me, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't like asking for money. I don't want to make this channel about, I don't want to make this channel about asking for money or anything like that. I just want this channel to gradually progress and just get bigger and bigger at its own pace. That's honestly it. But thank you guys for always continuing to watch. But anyways, let me get back to you guys' questions. Okay. John J. Before blah blah, can we talk about brand recognition for a second? How do people react to your Q50 driving around Brooklyn? Well, I have a few people who actually stop me, because I live in Brooklyn. A lot of people actually stop me and be like, "Hey, that's Boost," because I'm relatively the same face, and they see the car. No one ever gave me anything bad energy. Everyone just gave me a lot of love and respect. Some people want to race me, and I'm like, no, I'm not racing. Like, that's not really what I do. But you know, it's nice to catch somebody on a late night at a stoplight. But otherwise than that, if I could just continue to grow the channel, maybe I could start making like I'll get like some kind of brand, like maybe hats or shirts or something like that, something I can sell. But as of right now, I'm not trying to. I don't necessarily looking to try to make this a brand or trademark yet. I'm just letting it flow the way it flows, and then when it gets there, it gets there. That's honestly it. Lego says Ontario Q50 next car has spec V Sentra. Now I have a 3.5 Ultima. Thank you. Appreciate the information. I'll look into that today. I've had the car for 6 months. Oh, thank you, Red Devil. I appreciate that very much. You didn't even have to, man. I appreciate that very much, Red Devil. Thank you. Thank you. Got a question to go with that, bro? Let me know. Let me know definitely if you have a question to go with that. I just want to get to some more of these questions, guys. So I'm sorry, man. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Concept Z, you guys are having a great conversation. Definitely shout out to John and Jenky. Y'all guys just been one of the OGs of the channel that's just been following me, and you guys have been so informative, man. I appreciate you guys very much. You guys don't even understand how much I appreciate it. Okay, speaking, do you think Infiniti will bring back the convertible? Nah, I doubt it. What's going on, bro? What's going on? I don't think they're gonna bring back the convertible. They didn't make enough money off of convertibles. It'll be nice, but I don't think they would. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ben's is right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Infiniti has a 2-seat mid-engine concept car, looking amazing, but I get a C8 first. Both are car cop magnets. Love the sleeper look. Love my sleeper. That's the truth. And Nick, I have a question. I have a 2015 Q50 with 3.7. Yeah, I want to change the exhaust system to make it pretty loud and still get some power gains. Don't want a muffler delete. Continued. Well, Nick, it's up to you, bro. Once again, I said it earlier in this video, I'm not an exhaust person, and you do have an NA, so it's a little different on gaining power for your catbacks. So honestly, look at the market, look at YouTube videos, make sure it's a VQ37. Most of Mortardyne or Arc exhausts sound really good. I think you have got those too. It's expensive, but if you're looking for specific sound, just stick with the YouTube videos on people who did their catback installs and just hear the sound clips. Also, always look into Always look into how much drone they may have. That's the biggest thing people complain, because some cars may sound amazing outside, but when you're inside, you can't talk to the person next to you. So I really have no recommendations of the ones I give, and that's about it. So I gotta continue, bro. Once again, thank you, Red Devil. I want to get to some more of these questions. Any update on the NAVIKS? But as of right now, I have to take the car back to NAVIKS to have them finalize it. Definitely, there's a few issues that I came across. Nothing big. It's just I haven't had the time to give them the car. They need the time. I need to give them the car like a whole day, and I still work, and they're not necessarily that close to where I live, so I would have like take the car to them and then come back later on at night and pick up the car. But hopefully I get to do it this week, and hopefully I have a video by the end of this week or by next time this week, so they can finally release the final project, because they're holding up on me. I'm holding them up from bringing out a lot of this that product for you guys, because they want to make sure they get it right and get it right completely. Okay. but don't really want to pay really expensive system like Motordon and ARC. What do you think? Okay, so Nick actually jumped in and said he doesn't want to buy Motordon and ARC. Well, then I think MEGEN Racing makes a catback now for the Q50, and I actually like how it is. It's relatively cheap. You also have a new product online. No one even knows about it. Revnon actually came out with their full catback system now. Yes, you can purchase Revnon's full catback system for about $700. So hopefully that video, I can get that video done sometime during this week and have it installed, or hopefully next week. But yeah, they have a full wide pipe, mid pipe, and axleback system for 700. Okay, 2021. I believe the Q50 will get a GTR platform. I have a 2018 Lux with intake, catback, and heat exchange JB4 map 692. Cannot beat a stock 392. Yes, you should be able to beat a stock 392, especially from a dig if you're all-wheel drive. Road racing, depending on how hot it is outside, your car may, well, you have heat exchange, so it shouldn't heat soak. But most of the time, depending on how aggressive I was on the JB4, yeah, I was neck and neck with a stock 392 or road racing, and dig racing I was left because that was just it because I'm all-wheel drive. But it just depends on the climate and elevation and how aggressive your boost settings are for your Lux, bro. So definitely, and also remember that like if you're gonna race them, make sure you always race the fast cars first and the slow cars after, because your car will still heat soak after the time. So this is for anyone who's watching, whatever the case might be. Oh, definitely, CA, I appreciate that very much, man. You didn't even have to give me any donation, man. I appreciate that very much, man. Thank you, bro. Always respect me, and I respect you very much, Jenky. I keep mispronouncing your name. Sorry, bro. All right, Donald, unless the tech is on par with BMW or Merc, Infinity's not going to sell. Well, okay. A GTR platform or not. Enjoy your videos. Would you recommend full AMS downpipe or lower downpipes? At Infamous, I'm speeding. Oh, wait, I got to speed up a little bit. At Infamous, I would recommend if you ever want to do full downpipes, just get the full catted downpipes. I did a video talking about full catted downpipes. Reason being is they protect the turbines from necessarily surging as fast compared to full downpipes. It's a little bit of back pressure still on the turbos, even though back pressure isn't necessarily good. In our cases, we don't want these turbines to surge too fast, because after a while, these are going to destroy the turbos over the longevity of the life of the car. And also, that exhaust gas stinks and kills you. You don't want that. Okay, so you want to keep full catted downpipes. You can also go with lower downpipes too, relatively cheap. That's, you also, they could range from $150 to about $450 to $500 if you want to do lower downpipes. They're a little easier to install from most mechanics, and they won't charge you as much. That's another thing too. Okay, I'm gonna roll up to Cecile with a bunch of DMV area guys. Can't wait. No problem, Tim. Hope to see you there. LSD is must-have for road drive. Definitely. If you have a road drive Q50, Q60, G37, 370Z, whatever, make sure you have an LSD. Even the stock LSDs, the fake stock LSD that they have on the G37 really isn't enough, because once it starts heating up, it's trash. So definitely, if I had a road drive Q50, I would have invested into a LSD already. But because I have a road drive, the ABS tries to trick the system. I'll stick with that for now until I become a bigger YouTuber, and then I'll purchase an LSD or maybe better tires. Well, I'm gonna get better tires no matter what, because one tire fire is not good. All right. Nice to catch you, Laura Keku. No drone on my Infinity Sport exhaust for resonators. Yeah, Phil. Most of the time, it shouldn't make too much noise. I'm almost speeding up. That's good. Shannon, what's up? Boost question. What is the max you've seen you can get out of 3.7? Because I really want to do work on mine, but everyone tells me not to touch it. Majority of people do staple mods. You do test pipes, which are really cheap on the market. They're nothing. Do catback exhaust. You do intakes either from you said Q50. So it really depends on what 3.7 you have. I don't know which one you have. If you have the Q50, I think there's only like one or two true, or one. Just get the Takeda intakes. It's like an enclosed system. I think there's the other company that used to make a true cold air intake. They're out of business now. I forgot what they're called. I think they're called Optimus. I believe they're out of business now. Most people, after a tune on 93 pump, they're making right around 315 to 330 to the wheels. So that necessarily makes you like a 380 horsepower car. That's pretty much the max. After that, then you'll go with E85 with GTR injectors, get retuned. That pushes you up to like excuse me, 330 to almost 340. But most people just at that point add headers and they change out the intake manifold with the Z1 Motorsports plenum change. This is when you actually change the black intake manifold to an older style VQ35HR manifold. I think that's modifications like $400 or whatever the case may be from Z1 Motorsports, and that just add more top end power. But after a while, I don't think it's really cost efficient to spend all those thousands of dollars just to make 340 wheel horsepower. Honestly, at that point, it's gonna be really expensive when you could have just went with a supercharger, or even if you really love your car. I mean, there are I think it's another company that makes a supercharger that came out for the Q50, so definitely look into that. But if you're talking about the 37 G37 or 370 Z2, go with headers. Go with test pipes, full catback exhaust. You can go with the Z1 Motorsports intakes that come to the front of the car behind the grill, and most of those cars get tuned all day right around 320 to 340. That's it. So that's right around where it's going to be. It's up to you, man. All depends on your pocket. Depends on where you want to be at with the car. At the end of the day, it's still a quick car. I love the 3.7, but I went with the 3.0 T because it was just easier to make power. That's just one of the reasons why. Oh, shout out to Juan. I appreciate you very much, man. Yeah, definitely. You're a freaking man. Thanks for the info. My mod list is so planned out well because of you, and I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that very much. Now I got to continue with the questions. Okay. Catback is awesome, just a little expensive. I'm very excited about the NAVIKS upgrade. Are VR30s reliable as VQs? No. That's a good question. He asks, are VR30 motors as reliable as VQs? We can't compare a newer model motor that's been out under 5 years compared to a motor that's been out for 2 decades. That VQ motor has been around so much that they refined it so much to the point that it's literally, they got all the nicks and knacks out of it. The VR30, just like any other Japanese car, if they continue to revise it, I know they'll make it better. But as of right now, I don't know anybody shooting pistons out, windowing their motor. I don't know anybody snapping rods modified. At this point, it's just like any other turbo car. If you add too much boost, the turbo reduces the turbo life and it goes down. And if you're not doing the proper maintenance, the turbos could go too. So it's not a common thing, but with any car that's turbos just go after a certain service time. Not all turbos are going to last 100,000 miles. They may, but not tuned ones. So yes, the VQ30.7 is more reliable than the VR30 at this moment, current moment. Okay. Okay, that was a good question. I like that question. Was looking at Q50s, but ended up getting a Jaguar XE35T supercharged. Have you ran into any with one? If so, do you know much about modding a supercharged car? Like your videos, keep it up. Well, Thomas, I actually appreciate you asking me that, because when people ask me about other cars, when you deal with supercharged cars, it's actually really easy. First thing you gotta look into is seeing who can actually tune these cars. Reason being is you can usually change the pulley size on the supercharger for these cars if they do make it. So usually when you go to smaller pulley, that means that the supercharger is actually spinning quicker, which means it has more boost it's creating. Now, there's going to be certain issues that you're going to run into, such as heat soaking, depending on if it's a supercharger that sits on top of the motor, which you really can't do nothing about it, or the supercharger that sits on the outside, the centrifugal one. But most manufacturers won't have that one, so they have the one sit on top of the motor. So you're probably going to deal with heat soaking a lot more. You're going to have to deal with that. That's going to suck. But going with the small pulley, going with a flow-away exhaust, you're probably going to have to decat it, go with some kind of test pipes where you can have a lot more exhaust gases coming out quicker. But necessarily, bro, you're going to have to look into who tunes that car. Because if they do make some of these parts for it, you want to make sure the car is tuned, running right, and running properly. That's my best recommendation. Look into small pulleys and exhaust mods for your supercharged car, and then a tune, someone who can tune your car. Okay. Fast Intention sells a full catted downpipe carb. I was almost close to my times. Whew, I'm at the end. Yes, I'm at the end. Okay. John says 3.7 is big. Z1 sells a kit, a 400 horsepower kit. Okay, 3.7 for seduction equals fun. Donald says I currently drive a B5, a BS 2014. I currently drive a BS 2014 Ultima CVT, which I hate, but I will try to make this meet because I don't. Okay, dual plan. Okay, bro. Now, if you want to come out to this event, I do appreciate you very much. If you're gonna come out, definitely check it out. Check it out. Love to see. If you guys want to come down to this meet, November 16th, Saturday. It's going to be a Q50, Q60, or Infiniti or Nissan performance meet. We're going to the drag strip at Cecil County Dragway in Maryland. Cecil County Dragway, Maryland. It's going to be a test and tune. We're not running out the track. This is your chance to meet me, a lot of other people in the Q50, Q60 community that have G37s, Ultimas, whatever you have. Come down, say what's up. You don't have to spend the night before. If you just want to come down, say what's up if you're close, no problem. And definitely it's a good time to come to the track. Bring your family, bring your kids. It's all cool. It's all love. Hopefully I see you guys there. And bro, your turbo is broken. Antonio says my turbo is broken. Nah, it's not broken. Are you gonna come to Texas for Texas 2K? Well, this year, I mean, I would love to go to Texas next year. Definitely for like Texas 2K next year. I don't know exactly when it's gonna be yet, but I'm definitely gonna come to Texas for that next year because, well, one, POV enthusiast POV, formerly known as Midwest, lives there now. So he's been a great friend. Definitely got a good relationship with him. So it'll be good to get us both to go down there and say what's up to the community. So yes, definitely. How much power can I keep? Wait, someone had asked a question here. I just want to make sure. Antonio says, bro, your turbo is broken. Well, it's not broken. I don't think my turbo is broken, bro. So I really can't help you there, Antonio. My car is running pretty good as of right now. Vincent, how much power can a Q50 hold? Which car are you necessarily speaking? What motor are you speaking about, bro? Are you speaking about the 3.7 or the 3.0T? You gotta let me know, bro. So yeah, I'm at the end. What mods you have on your Q50? Well, at Akram, I made a Q50 mods list video. Literally a Q50 mods list video on all the parts I've installed in my car, from aesthetics to performance mods to tuning. So if you want to go check that out, you definitely can. But as of right now, it's very simple. MEGEN lower AMS intakes, Burger tuning, heat exchanger, MEGEN lower downpipes, MEGEN Y pipe, Rev 9 axleback exhaust, and an AMS tune at this current moment. That's all I have in the modifications gaining speed category. Okay, he said the 3.0T. Well, at Vincent, I'm not the 3.0T god, but being in the community for such a long time, no one has really maxed the motor out itself. Like, when you think about the rods and pistons and the motor itself, no one has really pushed it to the point that the motor went bloop yet. Majority of people, if they did run into those issues, is because it was like an oil starvation issue where they ran low in oil, or the timing was really off and they caused detonation where it want to go pop during tuning. But as of this moment right now, stock motor is putting down with E85. Majority of people on stock turbos are putting around 500 to 550 pounds of torque on this motor. That's a lot. That's an excessive amount, and that pushes you right around the 450 to 500 wheel horsepower range. So necessarily that makes this car about a 600 horsepower to the crank car on the 85, and probably I would assume over 600 pounds of torque to the motor at the crank or to the transmission, pretty much. That's a lot. That's a lot for this motor. But there's always going to be limitation. It is a V-style motor, so there will be limitations, and depending on tuning and how it's done. But that's pretty good for our cars. It's not the new B58 that's out for the Toyota Supra, because it's way better to have an inline six that's boosted, just because the idea of gravity. Inline sixes are just more efficient when it comes to making power compared to V-style. Shout out to Thomas, man. I appreciate you very much. You seem like a good dude, and and are very well informed. Keep doing what you're doing. Your channel has grown a lot since I first started watching you about 6 months ago. Thanks for the answer to my question. I appreciate you, Thomas. Appreciate you very much. You didn't even have to. Thank you. I didn't know you've been watching me for 6 months, man. I have a lot of people who've been watching me since the first 100, like my first like under 100, and I didn't even know it until they're like, "Yo, bro, I've been watching you since 2 years ago," and that's actually great, man. So anybody who's been watching me, I'm glad that I kept you guys informed, even if you guys leave the Infinity Spectrum. Hopefully you'll still be a watcher, and I just want to say thank you, and also to any of my new subscribers that came to my channel, because some of you guys like watching the race content. The reason why I started doing more race content is because I wanted to show what the car can do versus other high performance cars. I'm gonna come out with some videos soon, but the funny thing is, it's kind of weird being in a mom's car Q50, as one of my subscribers would say, and hanging out with supercars. You know, and it's just crazy just being around that, and that's kind of cool. Hopefully, Infiniti can come out with an actual supercar that I can upgrade to, that I can actually be with supercars. But as of right now, I'm just trying to push the platform in my own spectrum on what our cars can do. Shout out to Enthusiast POV. Definitely check out his Q50, Q60 channel. Also got a shout out to my boy Speed Cultures. If you guys don't already know who Speed Culture is, Speed Culture Studios. He has a 3.7 Q50, a black one. It's sexy. I really like it, like my old 3.7. But he does a lot of 3.7 content. So definitely go check him out. Hopefully comment below or something if he's watching. But definitely shout out to Speed Coaches. Also shout out to Kadro Wins. Kadro Wins. He doesn't put out a lot of videos, but when he does come out a video, it's very informative on the VR30 community. So definitely shout out to him. And anybody else who's I can't remember any other of YouTubers right now that's in this platform, but definitely shout out to you guys too. Thank you, Thomas, man. I appreciate you very much. Definitely for sure. Q50 Lux or Sport are the same, lower, correct? Why is the Sport more expensive? Well, I think they probably already answered that for you, Nikki or Nike. The Sport is more expensive because usually you'll get the bigger brakes, so better brake system. You'll get a DAS. Well, you already have DDS. You'll get DDS. That's digital dynamic suspension. It's kind of like an adjustable firmness for the suspension. It's a way watered down mag ride, but that's also another reason. Usually the Sports will have extra cooling, which helps performance, and thermal management. Shout out to Kadro for saying that. In thermal management, that means an outside air cooler for the oil cooler. You also have an extra water pump for the 3.0T, depending on which you have, the Sport or the Red Sport. And you also have a better appearance package. The car will just look prettier because you have the different bumpers and stuff like that, and the 19-inch wheels, whatever the case might be. So usually the Sport is just usually the more sporty one. That's why it's more expensive. Okay. Have you ever gone up against a supercharged 3.7? Lawrence, that's a great question. I would love to race one. I don't believe in us racing VR30 versus VR30, but I definitely think it's good to like race like a supercharged VQ37. I think that'd be great. There are a few Q50s or 3.7s in New York City, but I actually haven't come across them and actually have started having like a friendship or anything with them. So hasn't happened yet for me, but I would love to race like a 3.7 supercharged, because I know in a dig I'm leaving a 3.7 supercharged. I'm leaving them just because they can't have as quick 60 foots as us. But if a supercharged 3.7 is tuned properly, like on E85, and like a level 10 transmission, that car is like insane. That car has been like 550 to the wheels or even more, depending on the kit. So it will start pulling me in, and it should pass me. But that's if it could get down there. I might shut down by that time. And I like to jump on people, so he's gonna already have a problem. I'm gonna just jump him off the line anyway. But otherwise, now I would love to race one of those cars. I beat them with ECU Tech Tune, but otherwise stock. Stock internals are good for 600 wheels. Power transmission is the issue. You'll need the level 10 transmission. AMS tests can be done level 10 transmission. Okay, 3.7 versus 3.0T. Not too positive what that question is. I already made a video about 3.7 stock versus 3.0T stock. If you're just talking about stock versus stock in performance, usually the 3.7 should be edge out the 3.0T, because the 3.0T will heat soak. It doesn't have as much power going on it, but this is all very relative. They'll be necessarily really close to each other. So I really can't tell you what that would be. At Akron. Okay, is it true if you unplug the wire in the trunk, it makes your Q50 rear-wheel drive? Yes, I have a video, two videos on that. Unplugging it. You have the video for the all-wheel drive guys where you unplug it, and yes, you can go rear-wheel drive mode on your car. Yes. Also, I have another video. This is for the rear-wheel drive guys. Shout out to what's his name? He used to have a Q50, but he made a video where you press a white button under the brake pedal. I made a video about this. Definitely check out my channel. It's two different videos. One for the rear-wheel drive, one for the all-wheel drive, and how to do burns. But for the rear-wheel drive guys, you just press that white button. And for the VR30s, it should allow you to go rear-wheel drive without having to unplug the thing on the trunk, which is actually pretty good. That's what he taught me. So shout out to Spartan for that. I'm an OG. Yeah, Boost Motion anti sway bar video was my first mod. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you very much, man. I gotta upgrade to Hotchkiss rear sway bar, bro. I definitely gotta get that sway bar. I think it's gonna. When I looked at the tension rates or the amount of pounds, the pound. I forgot how they measure it, but it looked way better than the STILLEN, and it was like 9-way or 9-way compared to like 6-way of the STILLEN one. So definitely gotta upgrade my rear sway bar. Okay, bro. So can a Q60 beat a 2016 SS? Well, which Q60 at Antonio? Is this a Q60 Red Sport or is this a Q60 G37? Because this is where they confuse the names at. So I just want to know which Q60 you're talking about. But the 2016 SS, I mean, they're relatively the same horsepower, but I would believe that the SS at the higher RPM would just beat the Red Sport. If it is a Q60 Red Sport, it would just beat it because of heat soak. But from digs, yeah, the Red Sport should jump on it if it's an all-wheel drive, just because all-wheel drive just helps you get out the hole quicker. But road racing, the SS should win. What do you think about intercooler upgrades and what to look out for? Well, not necessarily at Donald, not necessarily intercooler, but heat exchanger upgrades. They're needed for the VR30, pretty much. Period. You're gonna need to upgrade your heat exchanger. The heat exchanger on our stock VR30s are too small. So I went with Burger Tuning, but you also got AMS, which has the largest capacity. You have PLM, which is about half the price of AMS and is almost designed nearly the same. And you also have Frozen Boost, which is just a universal heat exchanger. And Mushimoto, is it Mushimoto? Is going to come out. I think it's Mushimoto is going to come out. Is it Mushimoto? I can't remember the company, but another company is going to be coming out with another heat exchanger too. But their prices are too expensive for heat exchangers. I wouldn't even purchase it. But yes, you're going to need a heat exchanger upgrade, period. And you said what to look out for. Well, it's just the heat soaking. That's it. It's going to happen. There's not going to be anything really bad. You just need to upgrade the heat exchanger to have consistent power. That's really it. What do you think about boosting with a 5-speed auto? Wait. Antonio answered, no, 3.2, no matter what you do, the Q60 SS will still beat you. What would you do? Okay, Antonio. I'm going to get to you, Antonio, because I know you like to converse with me, but I'm going to get to you so we can talk a little bit. Let me just answer some more of these guys' questions. What do you think about boosting with a 5-speed auto? Well, after a certain amount of while, bro, it's going to be too much torque on the transmission, and it will slip. Even if you add in a transmission cooler, some people have got away with it, adding a huge transmission cooler. But after a while, because of the mileage and the amount of torque applied to the transmission, the clutch packs inside the transmission are going to heat up, and you're going to have to rebuild the transmission. So most people go with just a level 10 because it just handles the amount of torque easier. Okay, Wolf, I've been watching because I interested in Q50. Unfortunately, the M56 is now my own personal lift. I have kids and need more room, but I'm still subscribing and watching. Well, that's actually pretty good, bro. At Wolfgang, I appreciate you very much, Wolfguard. That's pretty dope. Hopefully you get like a Q70L. It's a lot more room. It's a little bit more presidential. So definitely check out that car. And the 5.7 sounds amazing. Oh, I love V8s, man. Freaking love V8s. And majority of the modifications are interchangeable, so you can add test pipes and you can add exhaust for the M50, M37, M56. They use the same exhaust system, and intakes should be able to use too from the 37 to the M56, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong when I was looking to get one. So that's pretty good and dope. And it's been out for a while, so you'll find parts for the car. Okay. What part of New York are you from? Because I'm from Whitestone, New York. I live in Brooklyn, New York, bro. Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised. Um, I'm thinking about getting a 2016 q60. Wondering what's the maintenance cost. Relatively cheap, bro. Regular oil, 020, 5W30. You don't really have to change the transmission fluid often, even though they said our transmission is not serviceable. You don't have to change it that often. It's usually you drain it and then you have to pump the fluid back in. Everything else is relatively easy, bro. Like the tires suck. The stock tire sucks. You're gonna have to go with better tires because the stock tires suck. Brakes are regular brake pads, bro. Like nothing too crazy. But it's like any other Japanese car that's cheap. Like we don't have a GTR here. Like we have necessarily a mom's car, so it's gonna be relatively affordable. Nothing crazy. All right, don't even worry about it. It's just like any other car that's cheap, like a Maxima or Toyota Camry. I would put in that category of maintenance. I would say. Nothing's gonna be like you look at it like, whoa, this is gonna be expensive for brake pads. No, at least not from what I've come across. Okay, I've got the SPL sway bar end links. Check them out. I want to get sway bar end links, but I think they're so expensive to have end links. Like they're too. When you look at other cars and look at how much the end links cost, I feel like ours is like astronomically too expensive, and it's just too much. But one day I'm gonna buy them. One day. Is there going to be a change in 2021-22? If so, do you recommend getting a Q50 Q60? To be honest with you, bro, at 123BO12N, I said it earlier in the video. A lot of our cars that are on the Infinity Spectrum are outdated. If you look at, they stopped the production of the QX30. The QX50 is relatively the newest crossover on the market with that variable timing motor, whatever the case might be. That's like the newest car. The QX70 is timing out. It's been out for a while. The QX80 is definitely old as hell. It's been out for a while, for too long. These cars have been out for 7 years already. Now, when you look at the car, the Q50 been out since 2014. It's about to time out in 2020, 2021. So they're gonna have to come up with a new model. The Q60 is relatively new. It's been out since 2017. So they're probably gonna do a facelift soon. I assume they're gonna do a facelift in 2020 or 2021. So that car is probably gonna have the same similar look. The M37 to Q70 been out since 2011. That car has been out almost a decade now with the same G37 interior. So when you look at some of this stuff, these cars are timing out. So it is either Infinity's going to scrap their cars or they're going to keep pushing forward and give us I won't say rebrand, but give us newer models in the segment. So just like it came from a 37, it's going to go to a Q. Maybe it'll be like a Q5.5. I don't know what they might call it, but they should be hopefully changing up these models soon because most manufacturers only do one facelift. So like the 2014 went to 2016, and then at the 2018 they gave it a facelift. They gave it a newer look and they changed up a few quirks on the car. So that's what they did with all other cars too. So hopefully 2021, 2022 will be 2022. That's actually crazy. Hopefully they'll give us a newer look. All right. Antonio, got back to you, bro. I'm sorry. Just wanted to get to you, bro. All right. Let me just jump right to Antonio because I know he was trying to pick on me and everything. So he says, so what I can do so I can make it beat an SS 2016. Matter of fact, let me just wait. Okay. So no matter what you do, SS will beat you. Okay. So Antonio, a stock SS. First thing, I beat stock SS's JB4. So in dig racing, you can beat them on JB4. If you want to do a bit more that you destroy them, you can get a full-fledged tune from either B-Tuned Performance, AMS Performance, RT Tuning, or a few other tuners out there. You get the car tuned with some lower downpipes. I made a modification list video with all the modifications I've done from aesthetics to performance on my car, and I gave my reviews on it. And you will leave SSs. This is a stock SS. Modified SSs will be a different story because now they're a faster car. I still want to rerun dude that I met with his SS. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I still want to rerun this guy that I know with an SS that had his full bolt on. It has a drag pack on it. It was in my runway video. My first video I came out when I was JB4. I was JB4 in that video with a heat exchange upgrade. I had no bolt-ons. and he just left me. Like, it was just like, yeah, he walked me. But I would love to rerun him now because the car is way faster, and his car didn't change too much, but he's still doing really good in the streets. He's really fast car, but I would like to rerun him. But yeah, bro, it doesn't take much to beat SSs or 392s or I would say Mustangs will definitely be the harder ones because of their 10-speed autos. That's gonna be the hardest thing. I think out of all the V8 American cars, I think the Ford Mustangs with the 10-speed autos are the hardest ones to like mess with stock because that 10-speed auto always keeps it in the power band. So honestly, bro, if you want to have a faster car, go low downpipes, catback exhaust, and either a JB4 boost controller or get a full-fledged tune, and you'll just leave a lot of these V8s at stoplights, and even in road racing, you'll do pretty good against them when they're stock. All right, let me see. Wow. Hopefully I can answer your question, bro. Okay, are you okay? New York, I swear I've seen your car around Queens. Well, at Daryl, or Dario, there's a few other people who have a blue Q50 like me that's in Queens. That they're like bagged or whatever the case might be. But I live in Brooklyn, so you're gonna see my car around. But there's a few other people who have similar setups like mine. They just don't have my wheels. So that's the best way I could tell. But yeah, there's a few other blue ones, Iridium blue ones that are around Queens. And you guys have some clean cars too, man. Whew. These guys are doing some things. Some of them going wide body too. Okay. What's up? Just joined. Appreciate what's going on, Dennis. I'm glad you're a new subscriber. What car group are you with? At Vincent. Vincent. I'm not part of any car group, bro, at all. I don't really care for car groups, I would say. I just wouldn't really care if I never really wanted to join any, whatever, because then someone would, break my car, or if I'll cut somebody off, they're like, oh, I hate. Like, if some of you guys who live in Brooklyn, traffic blocking, like if I had like traffic blocking on my rear window, they're like, oh, this guy with traffic blocking, terrible. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't really care for putting stickers or anything on my car. So I don't really care for making car groups or being a part of a car group. Dennis says, you're going to be getting paddle shifters. Do you recommend them? Because I could only find one connected for one side, but couldn't find the other. So I would technically have a useless paddle. Well, that Dennis, that is one of my future modifications I do want to do to this car. There is a guy on the Q50, Q60 group on Facebook that sells a harness that goes behind the dash. It's not too much work from what I can see, but you can add paddle shifters on your 2018s and up or 2017 and up Q50s on the column itself, not on the steering wheel, but on the column itself. And necessarily, it'll work just like paddle shifters. It's like a harness. I forgot how much the harness costs. But it's on the Q50, Q60 group on Facebook. You just gotta look through threads or put in the search button. It'll come up. Also, I'm probably gonna use it with Maxima paddles because Maxima paddles are way cheaper. They're plastic. They're like 50 to 60, 70 bucks, and they pretty much bolt up the same way. Rather than use a magnesium paddle, which is like $300. I don't see the sense of spending that much money on just paddles. So yes, you can use Maxima paddles in replacing the magnesium paddles you would get on the column. But I don't have a DIY. Hopefully I'll do it later. But this stuff takes money, guys. So if you like to try to help me grow my channel, hit the like button right now. It helps out so much, guys. I'm telling you, it helps out so much. If you guys watch my video consistently, always hit the like button. I don't really ask you guys for money at all, but hitting the like button and commenting, even if it's negative or positive, really helps the algorithm of YouTube and picks up my videos. So that's why some of my videos, like when I raced the GTR, that got a lot of views because they're like, wow, people really like this video. Or the lot of the race videos I come out with, or the modification list video, the algorithm picks up and it starts pushing my video as a recommended video. So that helps me to have a bigger audience. And if I get bigger, more people watch, then the money I make will grow, and then I can modify this car more. Because necessarily, this YouTube is what pays for these modifications. I wish I was a big YouTuber like Vehicle Virgins or Toll Guy Reviews or something like that, but I'm not there yet. Okay, I gotta answer some more of these questions. And so, what can do you have any camber or brake upgrades? At Donald, I have front camber arms because I'm loaded on BC racing coilovers. I didn't change my rear camber arms because I don't mind the -2 degrees in the rear. It's not that bad. But the front, when you're lowered, it goes to like 2.5 negative, almost 3 negative in camber wear. And I didn't like that, or camber angle. So I got front camber arms just to kind of correct it. My front camber is right around 1.8 to negative 2 degrees. Like, I mean, it's right around negative 1.8 to negative 2 degrees in the front, which isn't too bad. Most cars from factory would have negative camber. I want you guys to know, most cars are not going to come with 0 degree of camber. Like, majority of them are going to come with at least negative 1 degree, or even sometimes 1.5 negative degrees. Crazy. And what's the other question he asked? He had said brake upgrades. I still have the non-sport brake calipers, but I use Hawk 5.0 brake pads. You may not find them for the Q50 section, but you can use the same G37/370Z non-sport brake pads because it's the same caliper and it's the same rotor. So you can use those brake pads. The 5.0s is a really high friction material brake pad. I've definitely done my research. From Maxima days, I literally had 300ZX calipers on my Maxima, and went through plenty of brake pads and everything through my life of owning cars for my G37 too. So these pads are the best pads I've come across that don't make a lot of noise, very grippy, get better with the more heat. But the only thing is, they will dust up. They will dust up. But I'd rather have the better brake performance and consistent performance than worrying about some brake pad that does leave low dust, but I'm going to rear end somebody if I don't press hard enough on the brake. All right. What time is it? 1 second, guys. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. Yes. On YouTube. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Want to answer a few more questions at 7:30 Eastern time. I'm going to sign out. So you guys got me for another 15 minutes. So just bear with me, all right? Just want to answer some more questions. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, bro. You are the best. Hope your channel keeps growing. Big time, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Fortnite gang. Thank you, man. Definitely, you said you live in PA, so hopefully I see you, November 16th. Come out for November 16th to the big car meet. So anyone who's just joining the channel right now, we're having a Infinity Nissan Performance meet November 16th at Cecile County Raceway in Maryland. So this is going to be a test and tune event. We don't run out the track or anything like that. It's just a bunch of us going to test and tune, and just want some of you guys from the community to come, and you can meet other people that's been making videos and other people who just in the community from online that you just want to see their setups and see some cars race. You don't have to race if you don't want to. You can come down in your Ultima, your Maxima, your 392, whatever you want to come down in. It'll just be a good time to meet a lot of you guys, and I would appreciate that. Okay. I like the collar mounted power shifters better. The wheel mounted ones. Yeah, also the wheel mounted ones are really small too. The power shifters on the wheel, they're really small, and I don't like the quality of them. So you have to do like with shout out to Enthusiast POV. He added extenders to it, which is a little bit better. But I like the collar one a lot, but more. The harness is $80 for the paddle shifters. I did it on my 2018 lugs with the paddle. See, look, shout out to Bronx JDM. Thank you for coming in at clutch and helping these people, man. He said it, the harness is only $80, and he used the Maxima paddle shifters. That's freaking dope. That's what I wanted to do. You probably the person that made that DIY kit. So dope. I have my sport brakes in my garage, and the Z1 Motorsports are 2-piece brake rotors. I really want to get 2-piece brake rotors so bad, John. I really want to get them, but they're so expensive because if I want to get BBK because the calipers are a lot lighter than the non-sport calipers, right? But the rotors, the stock rotors are so heavy, so it's going to offset it when I upgrade to them. So I want to get the rotors because the rotors are necessarily the same weight as the stock non-sport rotors. But they're so expensive. It's an expensive piece. Even though I'm keeping my car, it's an expensive piece. So down the line, I'll get there. But right now, I don't have that type of money yet. So hopefully. Shout out to Dennis. Thank you, man. I appreciate you very much, man. You didn't have to, but thank you. Thank you. And every little helps. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Okay. Is buying a used 2016 to 2018 Q50 3.T a good idea? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Good question. Reason being, I would stay away from 2016. A lot of people want me to make a video about this, but I have yet to do it because I feel like it's not a big enough group of issues. So with the first 2016 VR30s that came out, a lot of them were having injector issues where the injector will get stuck in an open position, which means it will flood the motor, or pretty much flood the motor, and the car will run like crap, right? That was a 2016 issue. It happened to a lot of people with red sports. I didn't see it happen to a lot of people with 3.0 Ts. After that, it seemed like the problem went away. I don't know if they maybe revised those the injectors in the later models, but that was the first issue. But otherwise than that, honestly, just if you're getting a used turbo car, it's a little different than the VQ guys, because you VQ 3.7 guys do whatever you want. I would always try to get a lower mileage VR30. Reason being is it's less use and abuse on the turbos. That's number one. Less mileage on them. So the more mileage on the turbos, the closer it is to those turbos going bad. You don't know what this person did with the car. You don't know if it was maintained properly. I mean, unless you can look through service history. But at the end of the day, it's still a turbo car, so the turbos will go at some point or start leaking at some point. So try to get the lowest amount of mileage. Also, get an extended warranty either through Infinity or get a third-party warranty. I like the third-party warranties a lot because they're not as they don't look into they don't go through everything with a comb to try to find something that you did with the car. Most of them are relatively easy to work with, but if you do go, sometimes they'll send an inspector out. They send an inspector out and they see a bunch of bolt-ons on the car with the third party. That's still something where the third party can void your warranty and not try to replace it. So always remember, modify carefully and just be careful. But yes, look for one with low mileage. Try to stick with 2017 and 2018s and try to get one that's kind of still in warranty or get an extended warranty. That's my recommendation. So stay away from 2016s. That's mainly what I can give you. Okay. Hey, just joined the chat. What's going on, William? Hey, I'm waiting for Black Friday for two-piece rotors. Went from 12.9 to 12. Okay. When I upgraded to base. Yep. That takes a lot. The weight of the rotors add a lot of adds more curb weight and rotational mass. So yes, more rotational mass actually hinders a lot of the power that goes to the wheels. I never knew it was a thing until my Maxima days, where I would come from like stock wheels to Inky RPF ones, and the car felt way quicker. Steering was way more agile, more direct, and I've always kept that energy, I would say, from my Maxima to my G to now my Q. So my wet sports are about 20 pounds on a 10.5. 20 pounds coming from the stock wheels, which was like 32 pounds, and I had run flat tires, which was that wheel and tire kit was like 65, 67 pounds. When I went with these tires, these non-run flat tires and these lightweight wheels, I went down to about 44 pounds. So I lost 20 pounds on every corner of my car. That brought down my curb weight to 80 pounds all the way around, and however amount of rotational mass was on there. So it's insane. I would always recommend going with a lighter wheel and tire kit because or build or setup, because it's just going to give you a better drive feel. And plus, the stock run flats suck. So if you have stock run flats, get rid of them. They suck. I mean, of course, get the life out of them, but they suck. Okay? All right, guys, we have me for 8 more minutes, so I'm going to try to get to some more questions. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that very much, man. You didn't have to. Appreciate you very much. Hopefully, you've been following the channel for a while. Really helped me decide which Q50 to purchase. I'm glad I was at some kind of service and helped you, Lawrence. Appreciate that very much. I'm going to try to knock out some more of these questions. Yes, different turbos when they replace the blown one, the new one part. Yes, he's right. John is right. There is a new, for some of the people who are new to the Q50 realm, they started making a new part number for the newer turbo replacements. So the 2020s should come with a different part number for their turbos. It's not a larger turbo or nothing. It's just going to have a different part number because the earlier turbos had these oil seal issues. Only a small batch, but some people had oil issue problems on their turbos, so they would last that long. But they definitely have a newer part number for a lot of their turbo cars. And it seemed like they pretty much got a lot better with their maintenance. But yes, just always get a third-party warranty. I got to speed it up. Okay. Will you get new turbos? William, good question. My turbos are running right, and as someone said early in the post, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. At this point, my car is running good. Its tune is running perfectly fine. If something goes, I would upgrade to RT tuning turbos, which change the turbines inside the stock turbo housing, which is more efficient. Or I could go pure turbos too, which is just changes the cold side and hot side turbine. But at this moment, if it ain't broken, I'm not fixing it. Okay. The JB4 Map 6, what mods do you need to run Map 6? Can you run it stock? Yes, you can run Map 6 stock. Okay, the JB4 was made necessarily for a stock car. Yes, you could do some breather mods, but yes, you can run Map 6. I did make a video about Map 6 for Red Sports only and also for 3.0 Ts and 300 horsepower only. So definitely check out that video. That Map 6 is pretty much the go-to for 91 fuel and 93 fuel. Okay, definitely check it out. I watched a video on heat exchanger and think I'll be investing to save my engine for it. Well, at life, you're saying a good statement in the sense that the heat exchanger really just helps with keeping your heat intercoolers or water to air intercoolers at a lower temperature, which keeps the charge air temp from the turbos. Because when you speed up the turbos, the charge air that goes into the motor gets hotter, so you have to cool that down or keep it at a consistent level. If it gets too hot, your car loses performance, it starts retarding timing, and it could get to the point that it has detonation and pretty much blow the motor. It hasn't happened to really anyone yet, but definitely heat exchanger is definitely one of the top modifications you do once you start modifying this car. Breathe, brother. Yes, I'm trying to breathe, bro. Trying to breathe. Trying to get knock it out. Buying a used buying a used 2018 Q50 3.0T and adding a few bolt-ons to J4 will be running safe or warranty should I? Well, when it comes to warranty at Nike, understand I hate to use this on video, but all of us have sex with somebody out here. If you are in a monogamous relationship and you cheat on your partner and you come home with a used condom and used stuff all over you from that partner, you're caught. So in fraud cases, I'm not saying you should do fraud, but understand if something goes bad and you go back to the dealer with all that stuff in your car, they could look at you and say no. So always remember, any modification you do to your car can eligibly get you your warranty void. Always remember that. Yeah, they save a lot of weight. Wow, that's 78 pounds. Just stopping by to show some love, support, brother. Keep them coming. Once everybody watching right now, shout out to Enthusiast POV. That is my fellow brother. He's used to be formerly known as Midwest. He has the silver q60. The silver q60 out here fast. We're both trying to help each other's channels. Definitely go check out his channel. If you love his content, subscribe and hit the like button on his videos too. Also, shout out to Speed Coaches. He has a 3.7 Q50. So for the BQ guys that are watching, also subscribe to his channel. I definitely try my best to help his channel grow too. And he's definitely shown me a lot of love. And I hope his channel grows too. And anyone else that's watching, please, I just appreciate all you guys completely. I just plugged your N1. Okay, cool. John, blah, blah, blah. All right. And, okay, all things G. All right, so this is going to be my last question. About my last question. He says, what's up, boy? 335i. What's going on, Brandon? What do you mean about 335i at all things G? I'm trying to understand what you're saying here, bro. Just reply, 335i. Are you saying purchase a 335? Yo, you going to purchase a freaking 335i, bro? Because, okay. So you're going to get a 335i. Well, I don't know if you are, but if you are, I love that N54. I love the N54. That is pretty much the modern 2JZ, as they say. But at the end of the day, you're going to pay a tax to modify a BMW. It's not like our cars. The R30s are relatively just easy cars. You literally just don't have to do much to gain power and spend much money. 335i's, yes, you have the MHD, which is relatively cheap to tune with. And bolt-ons, you can have a 400 wheel horsepower car with just basic bolt-ons, which is nice, but you're going to have to deal with BMW reliability. I don't mean newer BMW reliability. I'm talking about older BMW reliability. So you're going to have to deal with electrical water pumps that go out every 20 to 30,000 miles. You're going to have to replace that. You're going to have to look into oil pumps and anything else with window regulators. It's like BMWs are great, but they just have these small things that always break that are expensive that either make your car on the back of a tow truck or on the side of the road. I haven't yet to meet anyone with an N54 where they haven't had an issue. I like to drive a car that doesn't have any issues, barely. And if it is something crazy, I get it fixed, and I'll never want to see it again. So just look into that. I really can't sit here and recommend getting an N54 because even their turbos were going out on, depending on their mileage too. A lot of people run into issues. That's why they went to single turbo for the N55, because the N54 they started running into those issues with their turbos. So, but if you want to get into it, bro, understand you can make a lot of power. It's just gonna cost a lot of money. I'm telling you. Whew. All right. Otherwise than that, guys, my last question is gonna be to oh, no more questions. So otherwise than that, guys, for people that's watching, I'm not gonna get any more the comments. If you guys want to come down to Cecile County Dragway, November 16th, guys, we're having a performance meet. This is a Saturday to Cecile County Dragway in Maryland. We're having a Nissan Infiniti performance meet. Anyone else who has any other car, you can come down there. You don't have to race, but you can definitely come and meet people from the community. You're going to meet some people like me. You're going to meet other people like Derek and Vincent, people with high horsepower, Q50, Q60s, G37s. And we're going to go down the track, and we're just going to have fun and have a good old time. I'm going to spend the night before there, so some people might actually spend the night before there. The hotels are right around $50 to $100 a night. They don't have no roaches or bed bugs or anything like that, at least from when I stayed at last time. So this is a good chance for you guys to just bring your car, meet me, meet other people, and just meet people from the community, just have a good old time. And I would pretty much make this the meet and greet and also the last meet of the year, I would say. So shout out to that. You can also add me at Boost in Motion on Instagram, Boost in Motion on Facebook. Guys, if you want to send me questions, try your best to watch the video because a lot of these questions were answered here because I get so much questions on the Boost in Motion IG. Also, for some people who have any other questions, you can send me your questions at boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, I hope I answered the majority of questions. I'm sorry I'm not going to answer any more right now. I don't even know how long I've been on this live, but I had a great time with you guys. Shout out to Enthusiast POV. Shout out to Midwest. Shout out to Speak Cultures. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to everyone that watched and donated. Shout out to all you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, this channel would not continue to grow. And I wish I could get on live a lot more often, but gotta get better at this. Otherwise than that, guys, I appreciate your time you took out. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you guys. You have a good day. I'm gonna hit end on this live. Whew.